Hi everyone, Alicia here, aka Daily Explorer, your resident hype Tia and grad school fairy godmother. Welcome back to this YouTube channel, Delilingo Academy. I know it's been a long time hiatus. A lot has happened in the last 2.5 years, 3 years almost. Um, I graduated from grad school. I moved down to Florida, which is where I am currently, and lots of life changes. So the podcast and the YouTube channel kind of take a back burner when life is transitioning. But I want to continue this as a resource for students, first generation students, in addition to the podcast, because the podcast has a different goal. The podcast is called First Gen Homies, formerly College and Career Coffee Chats. And the podcast is interviews and support among colleagues that identify as first generation. So that one's interview based, community based, and interview style. YouTube is going to be workshops, trainings, and information regarding high school, college admissions, meaning high school students applying to college, whether that's a traditional four-year institution, trade school, or if you're starting at a community college and then transferring, whatever that looks like for you. Everyone has their own journey. And then also for grad school admission. So anyone in their career looking to apply to graduate school, and then resume interview career type conversations around what it means to transition from undergrad or grad school into the workforce, if that's your choice and that's your goal. And then talk about study abroad, which is one of my passions. I studied abroad in Sevilla, Spain, Brisbane, Australia. I did a Fulbright grant in Brazil. I've lived in Asunción, Paraguay. The first time I went on a plane, I was 3 years old. So I love to travel. I love study abroad, all things worldly. So those are the conversations we'll have on the channel. And if you have any questions about academic advising or supporting students on your journey, I also support academic advisors and career mentors in figuring out their own lives, right? We're all figuring it out. I don't claim to know it all. I don't claim to have figured it out. I'm just going to share what I have learned on my journey as a first generation Latina, growing up in New Jersey, New York. Now I'm in Florida. I've lived in South Carolina. I've lived in Pennsylvania. I've lived in many places. I've met a lot of cool people. So I have various experiences in the United States and abroad. So that's what I offer and what I bring to the table here. I also will sprinkle in some astrology, some human design, some spiritual woo-woo things, because that's something that I anchor in, like to talk about the tarot, um, divination tools that support people on their journeys. They are tools and they're for educational purposes only. I am not a teacher of astrology. I am a student of astrology. If you want someone to support you in the reading or anything like that, I can um, kind of give you a recommendation. I love a bunch of people, so I can share that with you if you're interested. But we can learn together. That's what we're here for. But I am an expert in academic career advising and working in higher education with students. I've been doing this for the past 10 years in different career pivots and transitions. I worked at Fairfield University, the University of Scranton, New York University, different institutions. So I've worked in higher ed in Brazil, working at the federal universities, teaching English, but also doing research. I'm a trained archivist. In my master's program, I love history. Like I said, my family's from Paraguay. I focus a lot of my academic scholarly research around the archive and Paraguayan history, is in the context of South America and the United States, as I'm living in the United States. And I also did a lot of work and research around Spanish Civil War in Spain. I love that area, that um, research. Don't love it in the sense that it happened, but love to read about historical memory and how history is interpreted, reimagined, and redetermined by the history writers, is a lot of the interventions I make. And then psychology, that was my undergrad degree. So if you're new here, that's a little glimpse of who I am and kind of restarting, reigniting this page. I know I haven't posted consistently. Hopefully, that's something I can commit to. And the message I want to share today is we are in November of 2025. We're close to the end of the year. It's been a intense year in the United States, I think in the world as well. But the message I want to bring forth that I talk to my students about daily is what is the next right step? And I can even use it for myself. What is my next right step in my own personal life and journey? And that's all really we can control and do is what is that next right step? What is the next right class you can take to strategize for your goals? What is the next opportunity you can reach out and learn from to help build your curriculum, your repertoire, and just become a better experience or have a better experience on this earth? That's ultimately what it is. We're here to experience. So, how do we have the most fun in that experience is my ultimate journey and my ultimate conversation I want to have with my students. We're here to have fun. I ultimately believe that. As much as there's a lot going on in the world and it's really hard for a lot of people. And if you're going through something, please know there are resources and support out there wherever you are in the states, in the country, in the county, in the city. There are resources. There are nonprofits that are here to support you and governmental agencies, as much as a lot of it is getting defunded, there is still people and support out there for you. And there is community support. Community is what is here for each other. So if you have questions or need support in the right direction, what is the next right step? Drop them below, and I'll be sure to um, show you what I find. While you're there, make sure you subscribe to my channel, like this video, and share it with someone who might find it helpful and interesting. So, a concrete example would be if you're a high school student, junior or senior, what is your next right step to applying to college? Let's say you've decided you're going to apply to a four-year institution. What is that next right step? Is it starting to develop your resume? Is it starting to write your personal statements? Is it compiling your resources together? Is it signing up for an SAT class, an ACT class? What does that next right step look like? If you're a student who's applied to graduate school, what is that next right step? Is it connecting with the professor to talk about your research, your project, your ideas? Um, so then you can apply to that program to see if it's a good fit for you as a student. Um, if you're applying to a job, what is your next right step? Is it editing your resume? Is it practicing interview questions? Is it reaching out to a network? Is it updating your LinkedIn profile, your picture? Whatever those things might look like, those are the small daily steps that will lead you to your big goal and your big dream. And those are the tedious steps that sometimes we do not want to make because I don't know if it's scary, but it just like puts something in motion and then you're like, oh, now I have to do this thing I said I want to do. So we can move past that hurdle. If we can take that first step, like if we want to go to the gym, if we want to start working out, eating better, what is that first step? What is that next right step that we can do to build momentum? What is the class that'll help me strategize for my next major decision, like what major I want to do or what minor I want to do, or who do I need to talk to about what? And if you identify as first gen and you feel like you don't have resources or people out there, please comment below. Let's figure it out. Or go to your local community college. I can assure you there are people and resources available that are there to support you. Even if you have no idea where to begin or what to do, someone there will be there to support you and point you in the right direction. It might feel like you're going to get ping ponged around, like, oh, this person. But ultimately, that's the journey, right? Going from one post to the next, and then you reach the mountaintop, right? Or you climb that mountain. I mean, it's cheesy, but that's true, right? When you're gonna go hike a mountain, you got to go, and if you get lost, you have to find the directions. You have to look at the map. So this is kind of our life's journey too. Um, so that's really the conversation I wanted to have today. Let's sit with that. Let's breathe it in. Let's meditate with that. Let's give ourselves that space between what decisions we need to make and what we think is the next right step. But I'll challenge you and I'll challenge myself to take a pause, and give ourselves grace. This year has been intense, I'm sure, for everyone. We just got out of Scorpio season, which was intense. I feel the energy kind of lifts and like feel a little bit more airy because we were in the depths of the water with Scorpio. So, can we process that and feel that and go through that and then make decisions on what's next? I know I am in the space of academia and higher education, and I'm an educator, academic scholar. These are the things I love. But as a person, as a human existing in this world that feels very heavy right now, can we take a moment to pause, even if it's for 5 minutes, and listen to what is that next step? That is the homework. That is the work. So I hope this serves you. I hope this helps you. This gives you this anchors what you're feeling. And I hope this reaches the people it needs to reach. Like I said, drop your comments below, your questions. If you would like more of this content, just let me know. You can send me an email at delilingo@gmail.com. I'll put everything in the description. Like I said, like, subscribe, share. And last but not least, this is for educational purposes only. Take what works for you, what serves you, and leave the rest. Have a good one, my friends. Until the next one.